In our last video on the criminal law, we talked about how you live in a society, and that society is called, in legal terms, a state. You might also remember that through the criminal law, the state can punish criminals for their actions. Now, the state can do lots of other cool things, but before we get ahead of ourselves, let's take a step back. Who's actually the one punishing criminals in the name of the state? Well, in Singapore, where I'm from, it's the public prosecutor. And who's the public prosecutor? A government official. Wait, hang on. Government. What exactly is it, and what does it do? Well, every state has a different system of government, but the answer to this fundamental question doesn't change very much. The word government comes from the word govern, which refers to control and regulation, particularly of other people. Therefore, the government's job is to control and regulate the state's affairs, both within itself and with other states. To that end, governments are given the collective power of the state, formed together by its people, and of course, in most modern societies, this power is exercised through law. But with great power comes the ever-present danger of governments abusing their power. And this has occurred time and time again throughout history, even to the best of people. So, the people of modern societies wanted governments to do their job while also having their power limited by some fundamental law. This fundamental law would constitute the legal basis of the state itself. It would be a constitutional law. And so, constitutions were born. They come in many forms, but they all serve the same goals: to give governments power to do their job properly, then ensure that these governments do not abuse their power. Now, beyond this point, the constitutions of different states start to differ a lot from each other. But we can talk about three ideas that most constitutions subscribe to. The first is the doctrine of separation of powers. The idea is that government power should be split into three different branches, which are as independent of each other as possible. These three branches of government can be summarized as such. First, you have the branch which makes laws. Second, you have the branch which executes those laws. And finally, you have the branch which decides controversies within the law. These are called the legislative, executive, and judicial branches of government. The second is the idea of democracy, which literally means rule by the people. This idea takes various forms, but the most common one is that of elections. You probably know what an election is, just cast your vote for your favorite candidate. But now you know that the theory behind them is the idea of democracy, and elections are just one way in which the idea of democracy can materialize. Finally, we'll talk a little bit about the principle of rule of law. Imagine living in a society where the rulers can do whatever they want, whenever they want, however they want. So if you ever got on the ruler's bad side, that would be very bad news for you because they could just lock you up or put you to death. Why not? That's not going to be a very nice place to live in. So enter the principle of the rule of law, which ensures that everyone, including rulers, have to follow the rules. You might ask, whose rules? And where do the rules come from? Well, that's a debate for another time. So that's all we'll be talking about today. I really hope that this video was helpful for your understanding. Constitutional law is an incredibly challenging subject. So if you're a law student, really don't forget to do your readings on this one. But to everyone out there, law students and non-law students alike, I really hope you have an amazing day ahead. And please, take care of yourselves.